Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha, Chodash, Ma'amah. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders, as well as their bishops. I want to give double honors to my elder apostle, Aharawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida, as well as a double honors to my bishop of the Lions Den Camp, Kanaksa Ban Yasharala, as well. Shalom to the Sensei Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab, Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, today, I'll be coming out with a lesson, and it's on this article right here. And it says here, four states are monitoring the hantavirus outbreak after, that broke out on the cruise. So let's continue. It says four states are reportedly monitoring residents who have returned home from a cruise ship that suffered a viral outbreak that left at least three passengers dead and several others ill. It says the WHO says 8 cases of the deadly hantavirus have been reported among passengers aboard the MV Hondias cruise ship during a news brief Thursday. WHO director, however you say his name, we'll just keep going, said 5 of the cases have been confirmed as hantavirus and the other 3 are suspected. And it says as of Wednesday, health officials in Georgia, California, and Arizona have been monitoring residents who returned from the cruise. The Virginia Department of Health is also monitoring a resident who was aboard the ship. It says the ship was carrying nearly 150 people, including 17 Americans, sailing from Argentina towards Antarctica and then across the Atlantic Ocean. It remains docked off the coast of Cape Verde, an island off Africa's west coast. It says the Netherlands based cruise ship company said Thursday that 29 passengers left the vessel at St. Helena, while the Dutch Foreign Ministry put the number at about 40. It says the Georgia Department of Health said in a statement to the Times it is monitoring 2 residents who are currently in good health and show no signs of infection. It says a California Department of Public Health spokesperson told the Times that it is assisting local health authorities with monitoring unspecified and unspecified number of residents who were on the ship. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've been playing too many video games over the years, but it sounds like some Umbrella Corporation stuff to me, Resident Evil. But let's keep going. It says, trying to see but let's keep going. It says, and an Arizona Department of Health Service spokesperson told the Times it is monitoring 1 resident who isn't symptomatic, meaning they're showing no symptoms, at least yet. It says the Virginia Department of Health told Newsweek the 1 traveler it is monitoring is currently in good health and not showing any signs of infection. The WHO said Wednesday 3 people with suspected hantavirus cases were evacuated from the ship. Despite this, however you say his name, we'll keep going, said the public health risk remains low. But why blow it up in the news media like it's deadly? Like the Umbrella Corporation itself has made this. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. It says the public health risk remains low. Okay, all right. Yeah. It says the CDC and prevention echoed the sentiment. It says the hantavirus refers to a family of viruses with variants found in different countries. It is usually spread by contact with urine, saliva, or droppings from rodents, especially when the material becomes airborne and can be inhaled. Mm. Uh, look, Gabracius, however you say his name, said this particular strain has been confirmed as Andes virus, which can spread from person to person in certain instances. Keep my comments to myself, though. It says early symptoms resemble the flu with fever, chills, muscle aches, and headaches. Those symptoms usually appear between 1 and 8 weeks after exposure to the virus. So it has a delayed So it's a gestation period. This is as the disease progresses, chest tightness may appear as the lungs fill with fluid. That's deadly. It says some hantavirus cases can also cause hemorrhagic fever and kidney damage. Well, that's even more deadly, which usually happens between 1 and 2 weeks after exposure. So there are signs. Anyways, there are no specific treatments or cures for the hantavirus. So there you go. Well, the Lord said this in the scriptures. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 5. It says, Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So the Lord said he was going to be bringing plagues upon the world. And then also the Lord said he was with like when if these pestilences really ramp up, it's gonna be pestilences that the Lord gonna bring on the earth that ain't even written down in the scriptures. So it's gonna be ancient old stuff that people was probably suffering from. And in today's time, they have absolutely no counter, never mind a cure, no counter or anything that could slow the progress or slow down whatever said pestilence it is. But the Lord said he would do this. He spoke this. Isaiah 55, whatever. Let's just go to it. I ain't gonna even quote it. Let's just go to it. Let's just go right on to it. Here we go. But the Lord said it was going to happen. He said it and he meant it. Isaiah 55:11. It says, So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So whatever the Lord spoke, it's going to happen. He said he was going to use pestilence. He was going to bring pestilence, and pestilence was going to come to the earth or come into the earth, however you want to say that. And that it was going to be affecting people, effecting people, and infecting people. But let's continue. But the Lord said it was going to happen, so it's going to happen. So again, behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh, I will bring pestilences upon the world. So this ain't just going to happen in just one place. It's going to be place. It's going to be happening in multiple places. People are going to be getting falling victim to these different pestilences, whatever they may be, whatever this devil may decide he want to name it. Even the Lord using this devil to create them. There's still going to be pestilence in the world, and the Lord is going to allow it to happen because this is part of the sword, his judgment, and also famine, death, and destruction is also going to come upon this world. The Lord said it was going to happen. Why? Verse 6, For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So wickedness has polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works of wickedness have been fulfilled, meaning it has reached its point, its stopping point. So it's going to be stopped. The Lord is going to come through, wipe it all clean, put righteousness into the world, and everything going to be all right. But the Lord said this was going to happen. Verse 12. Yep. Of 2nd Esdras 15, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. So guess what? The place that we're at right now, currently residing, is going to get hit with a lot of these same pestilences, probably even worse. And the Lord says, Egypt shall mourn. Just like ancient Egypt was mourning when he hit ancient Egypt with all them pestilences, the same thing going to happen in today's Egypt, today's Babylon, today's Sodom and Gomorrah, today's Nineveh. The same thing going to happen. And it says, in the foundation of it is going to be smitten with plague and punishment. So any plagues or punishments that the Lord is going to allow to come on the earth, when it come here to where we're at, that's going to be another notch in the belt to cause this place to further decline. And the Lord is going to bring it upon this place because he said it was going to happen. And he said he was going to do it. Let's continue. 2nd Esdras 16, verse 19. It says, Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges for amendment. So the Lord is sending these things for punishment, for correction, because of wickedness in the earth. These are sent for amendment, for correction. Famines, lack of food, plagues, sicknesses or illnesses or ailments. It says, and anguish. We know what anguish, when people in anguish, they going through it. So the Lord said these things are going to happen, but there are also things for amendment, for correction. But verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So though the Lord is allowing these things to come into the earth and to affect people, infect people, and effect people, and people are falling victim, meaning they're finished with all, they living with all these different pestilences, people are still not going to turn from their wickedness, and they're not going to always be mindful of the scourges. They're not going to be always mindful of the correction that the Lord is doing. Because this is what's going on. This is happening because of wickedness. This is not happening because of righteousness. It is because of wickedness is on the earth, and wicked men rule. So that's why this is happening. And the Lord said this yet again. Let's go to Matthew 24. Up, I done passed it. I went all the way to Acts. There we go. Matthew 24. And what the Lord said himself when he was here on the earth, speaking to his disciples, speaking to us. Matthew 24, verse 7. Verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Don't be bothered. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Look at what's going on over there in the east. And now you're starting to get China involved. Russia's starting to get involved. And now these other nations are now drawing up plans. Japan in particular, because I read an article on that. Japan is now amending its constitution so that it can have a defensive force to protect itself, because Japan has solely been relying on Babylon to protect itself. So guess what? That's just it's happening. The Lord is gathering all these nations. Because wars and rumors of wars. But the Lord says, don't be troubled, because these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. Verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So do we not see nations rising against nations and kingdom against kingdoms? We're looking at famines now. One to strike here where we're at in Babylon. Pestilences. This hantavirus is a pestilence. And it has already claimed some lives already. And it says, and earthquakes in diverse places. These are signs in the earth that the Lord said was going to happen, which is an indicator of the end. But the Lord says all these are the beginning of sorrows. So it's not over. It is only going to ramp up, and it's only going to get more worse. And the only way you're going to be stable in that time, let's go to that, is if you have Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai and you believe in the truth. Come on now. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. My pages be sticking, so like here. This is the only way you getting out of this, by standing for Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai and believing in the Lord. If you ain't believing in the Lord, oh, I don't believe, well, guess what? You know, you finna fall victim. Last point. Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. So wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of the times that we're coming into. And how will you have that stability? By dwelling in the secret places of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, dwelling in his scriptures, believing on him, believing the stories of the scriptures that the Lord, when he came through and he protected his people, like the book of Judges, that whole book. The Lord stepped in for his people. He stepped in for Elijah. He stepped in for Moses. He stepped in for Abraham. He stepped in for King David. So the Lord is going to protect him, he's going to protect his, and those who believe in him. So that's how you're going to have the stability and the wisdom. That's what's going to stabilize you in the times to come. That is what's going to keep you level-headed, grounded, and not running like a chicken with your head cut off. But you got to be believing in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You got to be believing in the Lord. You got to be standing for Him, following the laws, such as commandments to the best of your ability, being obedient as you possibly can to the Lord, doing the best you can in this wicked, sinful flesh that we're living in for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, calling on their true names, believing in the truth. That is what's going to be the stability. That is what's going to be the wisdom, and that's what's going to be the strength of our salvation. That's also going to be the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, keeping you in order, keeping you on the right path. Because things like this, it's only going to ramp up and get worse. And with that, shalom.